It's the meat event, Meat Boy, and this one should be an absolute slobber knocker, firework-filled affair. We got Vicente Luque, sometimes known as Vicente Luque, taking on Rafael dos Anjos. RDA, you might know him by, and RDA is a very, very slight favorite in this one, minus 115. Luque is minus 105, so it's essentially a pick 'em, and I've been taking in all sorts of takes, and there's a lot of people who are bullish on Luque. There's a lot of people bullish on RDA, so curious to get your perspective, Meat Boy. Are you going to be taking Luque? Because he's lost two straight, and most recently he got finished by Jeff Neal, and that was a fight in August of 2022 that ended up sidelining him for an entire year because he had a brain hemorrhage, and that's not something that you want to play around with. And thankfully, he's been cleared by multiple independent neurologists, and Vicente Luque is back serving his 1-year medical suspension and taking on RDA as a result. But at 30 years old and having just acquired a lot of damage throughout his career, it just wasn't a great sign for Luque to be dealing with such a significant injury. So I'm curious, what does he look like coming back? Is he tentative at all? Does he still have that same dog and that grit? Because we know Luque is a guy who's always down to just stand and bang, and I think it kind of caught up with him in that fight against Jeff Neal. But we can't forget that this guy has wins over some of the best in the division. I mean, Kiesa Woodley, Randy Brown, Nico Price, Mike Perry, the Tarantula Turner, one of my all-time favorite fights ever against Brian Barberena, and way early on in his career, he finished Bilal Muhammad, and I know Bilal got that one back eventually, but you can't deny what Vicente Luque has done, even though he's just 31 years old and is still kind of in his athletic prime. But he's taken on another guy who, in my opinion, has probably had the most difficult resume of any UFC fighter ever, Rafael dos Anjos, who has fought everyone. He's beat a lot of the best. He's lost to a bunch of the best. And last time we saw him, he got an easy light work finish over Brian Bam Bam Barberena, and that was cool to see because it was his return to welterweight, and he was coming in off a pretty gnarly finish loss against Fiziev in the 5th round of their fight. So for him to come back and pick up a finish of his own, I thought was quite impressive for the 38-year-old Rafael dos Anjos. So what are your thoughts on this one, Meat Boy? Luque is going to have some size on him. He's going to be way taller. He's going to have a nice reach advantage, but RDA is about 38 years old. So are you taking RDA or you're going to go with Luque?
Yeah, this is a very tough one for me to pick because my brain is telling me RDA, but my heart is saying Vicente Luque should get this a lot easy done and over. He's the bigger guy, he's the younger guy, he's the taller guy, he's the longer guy, he's the stronger guy, and he's got great jiu-jitsu and great striking. But he's coming off a brain bleed, and who knows, that's headlines. But the other thing is, you know, he got cleared for the brain bleed, right? But who cleared it? So we'll see how that looks. But if it's cleared and his brain is good, I think Vicente destroys RDA. If he's still got a little bleeding, RDA is going to demolish him. And that's what I kind of see. But I'm really excited for this one. I'm torn, but I'm going to slightly go with RDA. I'll believe it when I see that Luque's back after he wins.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? There's just a lot of unknowns going into this one for sure, and I think the odds makers and all the the Tapology, the opinions are kind of all over the place for sure. But I was a little bit surprised. 61% of Tapology is rolling with Luque. There's a lot of Brown going for that KO finish, and I don't know. For me, I mean, I know Fiziev was able to put RDA out with strikes, but it seems like RDA is a very, very difficult guy to finish. So I kind of think that if Luque gets this one done, that it would likely maybe be by a brutal decision, or maybe even he picks up a sneaky sub with some beautiful odds. But we know that RDA is no slouch on the ground as well. But 39% is rolling with Dos Anjos, and it's basically all beige for the decision. So I'm a little bit surprised by the colors, I guess, that we're seeing on Tapology. Anything surprise you over there?
No, I think it looks about right. I honestly I could see RDA getting a finish, so I was surprised that there wasn't more for maybe a submission or a TKO. Because I mean, like I said, if Vicente Luque has any problems and he's not the same Vicente. Like, you know, how severe was this brain bleed? Was it just a little blood, or was this like some serious stuff? We really don't know. But you don't really like seeing 2 losses in a row and then hearing that fighter also has brain bleeding. Not a good look. So either this is a shill to make him a dog so we can make easy money, or he's going to get demolished because he's got some serious health issues and his chin is gone. So we'll see.
Yeah, again, just a lot of unknowns in this one. For Meat Boy's sake, man, I've been going back and forth. I felt like I was pretty bullish on RDA at first, but I don't know. Something tells me that Luque, I guess officially, I'm going to take Luque. Something tells me I think he's going to get this one done. I like how you mentioned the size and the reach, and if he could just survive those perhaps most dangerous early moments, I like Luque to win the late rounds, but I wouldn't say it's the most bullish take because I like your point. All the RDA decision backers, I think that there is a world as well where RDA picks up a finish in this one. So for me, boy, I'm going to take Luque. I'm going to take him by decision, but I'm going to be really inspecting the board, checking out some juicy props because I see a world where RDA gets this one done too truthfully. So taking Luque by decision. Any last thoughts?
No, this is a fun fight. Great fight. Throw in the comments who you taken and why. And make sure, don't forget the meat lock and smash like and follow.